evolutionary aspect of our world, it has 3 layers that if we understand them, we're able to play in the playground of our form, our illusion, that we need to participate in life, in the earth way of teaching us the humility and the awareness and the compassion and the interaction and the connection. So earth always have an agenda, and the agenda is cooperation. The agenda is humility. You cannot leave the planet if you have not really understood and applied that sense of humility. And at times we confuse humility with submissiveness. But in here, what I would like to explore with you is the 3 aspects that make us relate to ourselves in different ways. The self, which is the pure and natural state that you are in the depths of your heart and is shielded, protected by a very tender membrane. And that tender membrane, you can call it the child, the vulnerable part, the sensitive part, the one that knows without knowing in the mind. And that is a place that at times it can be very uncomfortable because you are naked. And in that nakedness, you are able to receive the transparency, or you become transparent to the real self, to that higher self that is always guiding you, that is always supplying to you the direction of where you need to go. Even if you oppose it, it is there, that teacher within, that sense of guidance in the heart, which is the heart itself. So if you can imagine, follow me on this, there is the self and then the membrane around it that is that sensibility. And that sensibility is able in that sensibility to receive and decode the experience of the form. And that may look paradoxic, but the more sensitive and truthful you are to your own life, the more you're able to be transparent with your higher self. But all this is coded. The outside layer, we can say, is the mask of the humans, is what we pretend to be, wanting to be, justified to be. That mask it is more hard, is more reflective. It doesn't want anything to penetrate and be seen. So the sense of shame, the sense of vulnerability, I'll be seen, is horrible. Especially being seen having pleasure. and with that, then, that through the years, the mask start to constrict, start to solidify, if we can put it that way, start to solidify until you cannot really see the sensibility of your heart, and of course the self, that little pearl within that cannot shine its light in its full splendor. These 3 aspects of the self really is the journey for you in your spiritual practice, and the use of honesty is so important in seeing your mask, how you use it, when you use it, why you use it, with who you use it, how many you have. And to see that how much you believe that you are that mask. that identification where you put the same value, say me or higher self, me, and the mask are the same. And that's a misinterpretation. That is ignorance. That me and my mask are the same. In the same value that you're putting, you are identifying. That's what identification is. To give the same value of you with something else. A role, a pattern, a work, another one, any attachment that you do. So the sincerity that you're using in seeing your mask, say, what do I use in order for others not to see me? Because internally I feel that I am wrong, something wrong with me, nobody can see me, I have to hide, I have to go in my cave, and I have to send to the other an image that it requires so much effort to maintain. And that's when the dance of, okay, I can be with you a certain amount of time, but I need my space. I need to be myself somewhere else. It's not that, it's that you cannot sustain your mask for a long time without you getting exhausted. It requires a lot of energy to keep the mask going. And the truth is, the more you thin out that layer of the mask, the more you take courage in being seen and having pleasure in being seen and interacting and sharing. The sensibility and immaturity of the lower self, or that part that is insecure, it doesn't know how to deal with things. You can call it the inner child if you want to. But it has certain confusion. It has certain, the I don't know. And isn't that vulnerability that the self can, the true self or the higher self can take you and uplift you like an angel that is seeing the other in need, and with compassion and with care and with no judgment can say, it's not like you don't know, it's that you have never walked in this moment before. So it's natural that you are fresh and looking around, trying to orientate yourself. So in the spiritual practice, you go through these purifications where you get the strength of the self inside. You trust that you know what you don't know, and that in that sincerity you relax, that you don't need to figure it out things, that you don't need to know all the time, that you don't need to present in front of another one the invulnerable, the knowing, the success, nothing of that. They just stress you out and tire you because you want to be somebody that you are not. The truth is, the self is deeply and profound simple, and deeply and profound sensitive, and it vibrates only in one time, and it vibrates in the now, in that surrender that you say, I am okay, I am relaxed, I can be myself, and I don't need to protect myself by creating belief system that, oh, I did something wrong, or I am guilty, shame, or helpless or powerless. All that can go away with the simple, sincere, and honest intention of you to say, I am ready to know myself. I am ready to be myself. I am ready to be seen as myself. It's quite simple to say, but it really is one of the menace of humanity, is to be themselves and to uncover all the makeup that they have covered and play out. It is the time now to be sincere in front of our capabilities, in front of our heart, and in front of any other sentiment being.